We go past the spin and the storylines that the producers have created today. We have obtained first-hand information, testimony from unnamed sources, and never-before-seen video that substantiates a secret the two have been keeping for years. A secret room date, a covert romance, a startling DN, a revelation, and a birth that will alter everything are all part of this tale. This is the real story of Tiffany Franco and Tim Malcolm. You heard correctly. Tiffany Franco and Tim Malcolm have a covert rooming date. Last but not least, Tiffany Franco is expecting a new baby girl and is pregnant with Tim Mal's YA. Lastly, the official celebration of Tim Malcolm and Tiffany Franco's marriage is scheduled for March 15, 2026. We must first look back to the past in order to comprehend the present. With seemingly disparate partners, Tim Mal and Tiffany Franco made their 90-day debuts on separate shows. Tim, a self-described metrosexual from Texas, was all about designer brands, order and prudence. To put it mildly, his connection with Jennifer was out of the ordinary. Tiffany, a young mother from Maryland, was the epitome of frantic optimism, disregarding caution in favor of a love that was dangerous from the start. So how did these two individuals who seemed so different end up together? Like most things these days, it began in the DNS. Both received a great deal of support and a great deal of hate once their respective seasons aired. Being misunderstood was something they had in common. Tiffany received a message from Tim with tips on how to deal with the internet haters. He had experienced it. It started out as a sympathy direct message and evolved into a daily discussion. The public first saw their friendship through pillow discussions and reunion shows. Pay close attention. Tim's defense was particular, intimate, and intensely guarded, whereas Veronica gave empathy, in sharp contrast to his often sardonic remarks. At the reunions we all noticed it. They would always come across one another. Clearly that wasn't flirtatious. It was crazy. While everyone else was causing mayhem, they would be conversing in a corner. They appeared to be in their own little bubble. Because they were on the show, we assumed they were trauma bonding. But was it something more, or was it just trauma? The disastrous season of Single Life was the first significant break in the public narrative. Tim and Tiffany were both unmarried and filming for the Single Life at the beginning of 2023. Are you seeing anyone, Tim? Seriously, Tim. No, I'm just focusing on me. Actually, I'm going to go see my friend Tiffany in Atlanta next week. We're going to hang out, probably complain about our lives. Tim laughed nervously. According to the official storyline, they were just two friends helping each other through their dating. Just pals, nothing special. Although the story was set in Atlanta, our sources suggest that what transpired there was anything from a casual get-together. The production crew was aware that something was present. Tim and Tiffany were emphatic when they attempted to record them together. They declined to collaborate on any meaningful filming. For privacy reasons, they insisted on their interactions not being captured on video. In my industry, that is a serious red sign. But what did they do away from the camera? From a source inside the hotel where they stayed, we have unique images. They did more than simply hang out. They spent the whole night together in a hotel room. This was the date in the secret room that would start it all. Tim answered the door, and I saw Tiffany laughing on the bench. I was the one who brought the room service, adds hotel employee Amanda. She appeared at ease and as though she belonged there. The atmosphere was intimate rather than merely friendly. He gave me a $100 tip to make sure I didn't see anything. Seems strange to me today, but now I understand. Silence costs $100. If they were just two unmarried pals comforting one another, why the secrecy? It appears that the answer was complex. Their recurring plots about being single, their complex connections with their ex-partners, and their wish to protect something valuable while avoiding the damaging limelight of the brand. They go back to their life, their little secret, and the Atlanta incident. However, no matter how carefully the truth is concealed, nature has a way of bringing it to light. Months went by. Tiffany resumed her appearances on Pillow Talk, but astute fans saw that things had changed. They made excuses. Ronald is the reason she is stress-eating. She's just lounging on her sofa. Then the rumors started to spread. A well-known fan blog was contacted by a person close to Tiffany's family. The fan forums went crazy. They guessed names. However, one pairing kept appearing: Tiffany and Tin. Although circumstantial, the evidence was strong. The unexpected reluctance to be in the same room together at group occasions, as well as their ongoing closeness on social media. Then there are Tiffany's noticeable bodily changes. Additionally, our investigation, which included the testimony of a medical expert who asked not to be named, confirms the date of conception, which coincides exactly with that Atlanta weekend. She informed some of us. She was afraid. Although she seemed somewhat content, she added, "My life is complicated enough. This is a lot." She made us vow on everything we loved not to speak, especially to production, even if it was a mixed bag. Paternity was, of course, the most important question. There was no one else in South Africa, and Ronald was no longer involved. There was no denying the math. However, Dio is an effective weapon in the reality TV industry. Tim reportedly didn't believe it at first. He completely panicked out. He exudes control in every way. Authority over his life, his story, his image, and a child with Tiffany. He suggested that was the ultimate loss of power and then insisted on a paternity test. He wanted scientific, indisputable proof before he signed on to anything. They became estranged as a result of the requirement for a DNA test. We hear that Tiffany was crushed. She was devastated. All of her fears that she wasn't good enough, that she was a mess, and that he was ashamed of her, were confirmed to her. She wept for days. But she also understood when she remarked, "He knows it's his. He's just scared." They led public lives. She consented since he had a right to know for sure. The test was paid for in cash and carried out in complete secrecy at a private lab in Delaware using aliases. They waited in excruciating quiet for weeks. Their correspondence about the outcomes boiled down to text messages. We have a copy of those findings. 99.99%. There was no question. Tim Mal's daughter was the child Tiffany was carrying. Tim was awakened by the results. The denial was over. This actually happened, and something changed in him as far as I can tell. Although the fear persisted, it was accompanied by a sense of accountability and sometimes even exhilaration. He is a sensible man. He looked at the data. This was his world. Now, the day after they got the findings, Tim allegedly visited Tiffany's house. The verdict was obvious, but what was said behind those closed doors is confidential. Together they were involved in this. Their current dilemma was how to conceal a pregnancy from the public while appearing on camera all the time as a reality TV star. The best-kept secret in the 90-day world was Tiffany's pregnancy. A master lesson in deception was necessary. The fashion plan is the first. Her uniform became oversized apparel. Her midsection was purposefully blocked with props. Pillow chat filming was meticulously planned. Shots that just reached the chest. Second, the break from filming. She abruptly stopped filming a possible new season of The Single Life, claiming that she needed to concentrate on her kids and personal family issues. The third is the blackout on social media. Her Instagram, which was typically filled with videos and full-body pictures, started to feature old pictures, close-ups of her face, and images of her son Daniel. For the inner ring, only a small, trusted group was aware. Tim, her mother, and her best friend. According to reports, Tim's best friend and ex-girlfriend Veronica was kept in the dark for months, which put a brief but serious strain on their special bond. She was worn out from it. The hiding, the lying. All she wanted was to be joyful and thrilled about her child. However, she felt as though she was leading two separate lives. Tim used all available means, including rear doors, to sneak up on her. It resembled a spy film. However, concealing a full-term pregnancy proved almost hard as her due date approached. The couple was aware that the truth will be revealed. After the kid was born, they made the decision to steer the story in their own direction. Tiffany Franco is nearing the end of her pregnancy at the time this film was made. According to our sources, she is expected any day now. So girl baby. The couple has decided on a name that holds great significance for them, but we are not yet allowed to disclose it. All preparations are underway, but in secret and in silence. Sarah is Tiffany's friend. Tim has been outstanding. He's been Alan since he overcame his phobia, really. He has created a nursery in one of his rooms. For the past 3 months, he has attended all of his doctor's appointments. He's reading books about parenting. I have never seen him so sincere. He will make a fantastic father to a girl. Under stringent privacy guidelines, Tiffany is scheduled to give birth at a private birthing facility in Maryland. She will be accompanied by Tim. They will be the only ones bringing their daughter into the world. There won't be any producers or film crews. However, what follows? There will inevitably be a public reveal following the diaper changes and late-night feedings. A question concerning their future follows. Tim and Tiffany's relationship naturally changed as a result of their impending baby. A passionate love has grown out of what began as a covert room date and subsequently a covert pregnancy. Malcolm proposed to Tiffany Franco, and she accepted, as we can exclusively disclose. About a month ago he made the proposal. It wasn't captured on film. The show wasn't the reason. He developed a nursery there. Only the two of them. It had been long coming, and it was real. Nothing else could have linked them like this entire experience. The pregnancy, the concealment. Additionally, a date has already been set. A new beginning on that date. March 15, 2026. They have decided to hold a small, private ceremony that will only be attended by their closest friends and relatives. Quite different from their highly visible lives. They have promised that no television cameras will record their nuptials. They will finally spend the day away from the cameras. There will be huge repercussions when this narrative is revealed. Our sources have provided us with predictions regarding the reactions of important individuals. According to one insider, Ronald will be incensed. Feeling deceived, he will probably utilize this to play the victim and win people over. Veronica will be heard since she loves Tim despite being kept in the dark for a long time. In the end, she'll be helpful. She will be the entertaining aunt on TLC and production. They'll be ecstatic. Steve chuckles. They didn't even realize they had hit a gold mine. For a special, they'll give them $1 million deal. After the secrets of Tim and Tiffany are exposed, a new program called Life After the Lie premieres. For the fans, this is gold in ratings. The fan base will be divided. It is sometimes said to as the best love tale in 90-day history. They will be criticized by others as liars who have been misleading the public for years. However, none of that will matter to Tim and Tiffany. As a family, they will at last be living their truth. Even under the glaring, deceptive lights of reality TV, love can blossom in the most unlikely locations, as seen by the tale of Tim and Tiffany. It's a tale of demons and terror, but in the end, acceptance and dedication prevail. They had a room date, got pregnant and started dating, but soon they will have a gorgeous baby girl who will make it hard for them to hide. And they'll stand in front of their loved ones the following year and promise never to conceal again. The secret is out. Here is the truth. Now is the start of the new life. Additional updates. There have been speculations regarding whether Tiffany Franco and Tim Malcolm are more than just friends after they were seen cuddling up at a party. Rumors spread that they might have secretly married, and some even suggested Tiffany might be expecting Tim's child. However, recent conjecture indicates that TM may not be Tiffany but rather Elise. Their drama keeps 90-Day Fiancé fans chatting non-stop, even if the truth is still unknown. I'll tell you all about it. The new 90-Day FL spin-off, Hunt for Love, has generated a lot of engagement. In a setting evocative of a retreat, viewers are seeing the cast members for the first time as individuals. They have already promised that this season will be the most aggressive yet, just by airing these first few episodes. A handful of the cast members are having difficulties, despite the fact that the majority are making tons of new acquaintances. This ensemble also includes Tiffany Franco and Tim Malcolm. They bonded as friends in the show and immediately became close. However, as the performance progresses, it seems that their efforts to build relationships are not succeeding. Is it an indication that they will pursue one another in the future? The duo was spotted together in a nightclub by witnesses. I wanted to know if they were right now. Is there something I'm missing? Fidelity has found Tiffany from the 90-day journey for love to be a frustrating experience. Men are usually put off when they learn that she has 2 kids. They're looking for a childless person. Many of them admit it. That is among the primary barriers that have been impeding her ability to build relationships. Everything is much the same, even for her best friend Tim Malcolm. However, the reasons behind it are different. Tim's ex-girlfriend Jennifer Tarzona cast doubt on him and spread rumors that he had chats with strangers, which made it harder for him to interact with them. He has been frequently irritated by his 7 years of defense. Despite all of the turbulence in their lives, it seems like Tim and Tiffany find comfort in each other's company. Perhaps they decided to begin after becoming friends for some time. The stars of the new 90-day Fiancé hunt for love, Tim and Tiffany, were seen having fun together by patrons of a bustling club. Fans witnessed the two of them laughing and growing closer in the middle of the night. Soon after the sighting, rumors circulated that they would be launching a new account on his Instagram. Tim uploaded the video. Whether that was an indication of a relationship between them has been questioned by many. It has previously been mentioned that Tim and Tiffany have had difficulty finding love on the show. Tim continues to deal with rumors from his ex-girlfriend Jennifer Tarzona, who has experienced a string of failed relationships. By hinting that he may be, she had already caused some debate on the internet. Many people question if Tim and Tiffany are more than simply buddies after seeing them together. Their on-screen chemistry has always been charming and strong. Many believed they had finally moved on after the sighting at the club. But in all honesty, they're just very close friends. As a result, they are merely friends and have a solid support system for one another. The cozy period has little to do with amicable feelings. Elise, another cast member, was also present. This was more of a meeting place. Tiffany Franco married Tim Malm in secret. Tim Mal and Tiffany Franco on the hunt for love have the cutest connection. Their personalities are the most genuine and giving in every case. On 90-Day Fiancé, they grew close and supported one another through thick and thin. Despite appearing closer off-screen than on-screen, Tim and Tiffany were frequently spotted interacting after the shoot. As a result, viewers of the TLC program wanted to know if the couples eventually got married. Alright, it appears that Tim and Tiffany have made their relationship public and given some very important clues. By discreetly getting married and naming Tiffany their wife, they maintained their secrecy. Tim just disclosed an important detail about their relationship. Are they married? To what extent is it accurate? Tell me when it took place. Continue reading for more details. Tim Malcolm resonated with many members of Hunt for Love's audience. But he had a special bond with Tiffany Franco. On 90-Day Finance, celebrities had a great time supporting one another. Because Tiffany and Tim are such amazing people, many people were cheering for them to end up together. They were shocked to watch the couple's touching reunion video. The reality TV stars had a wild night at the club. Because of their tight relationship, many questioned whether Tim and Tiffany were more than simply friends. However, Elise was also present in the background, making it clear that this was a laid-back gathering. Many, however, were hoping for a proposal. They both felt they were due to the other. Were the weddings of the TLC stars real? Tim Mal is a fan favorite because of his hilarious timing. With his unvarnished opinions and scathing responses, he entertained the audience for hours. The reality TV star has responded with a new Instagram video to the relationship rumors involving Tiffany. Tiffany is shown resting her head on Tim's shoulder as he relaxes on a bedside table. He claims that he and his business wife got the chance to spend 2 hours in New York. The 90-Day financial star opened the pan to view the full room. Are you aware that Tiffany has a husband who works? Tiffany's son Danielle confirmed to Tin what Tin had asked. Franco made jokes about Tin and Danielle's relationship, even though they seemed like a loving family. When they next met each other following month, the ex-boyfriend hinted that they would have. Tim said, "They should," and he concurred. They talked about what they do when they get together. Fans were so perplexed by the full confession. The public was hoping that Tim and Tiffany were going steady, according to some fans who wrote, "Are you two a couple, or that makes me really delighted because they called each other work husband and work wife." Though other viewers could see that Tim and Tiffany were joking, the TLC stars were supposedly great friends. However, the two were making fun of their supporters in response to the crush accusations. However, the TLC stars' camaraderie was so charming that viewers wished they could keep it that way. If Tiffany Franco is indeed expecting his child, Tim Malone discloses it. Now that Tim Mal has done so, the 90-Day Finance audience is ready for him to speak. He is now claiming that Tiffany Franco was not carrying his child in order to set the record straight. According to rumors, Tiffany and Tim are married and even intend to have children together. But there's more. Tim explained the relationship he was now having with Tiffany. The truth comes out at last, and he provided answers to all of the queries. What do you think then? Tim's disclosure either made things worse or better. You should continue reading to learn more about this issue because it's quite intense. About Tim and Tiffany's 100-day. Finance and the rumor mill have been moving at full speed. It seems that their friendship sparked rumors, and Malcolm quickly fueled the flames. He was frequently spotted with Franco, whom he was known to call his wifey. They appeared totally comfortable in each other's company, demonstrating their intimacy. Tim's also had a friend named Tiffany, with whom he interacted on social media. People thought they were having a relationship because of this. Tarzona went farther and claimed that Tim and Tiffany used to go on a daily quest for love. Everything suggested that Tim and Tiffany might be dating. Tim Mal has made the decision to love the 90-Day Finance town rumors about his romance with Tiffany Franco after giving them careful thought. Not long ago, he made the decision to finally make amends on Instagram. The well-known individual shared a video of himself and Tiffany having fun during a match. As Franco giggled wildly, Malcolm kept fiddling with his hair. As noted in the caption, there have been a lot of online speculations about Tim and Tiffany, so he finally decided to be honest about them. The well-known individual in question claimed that Franco was not carrying his child and denied being pregnant. They also did not get married in Sin City, Malcolm continued. That's all that needs to be made clear with the beautiful wife at the moment, Tim said. Even though he had previously denied being married to Tiffany, he added, "It appears as though Malcolm calls Franco his wife constantly, even though it is now clear that he does it in jest." He freely admits that Tiffany is a remarkable person. He finally discovered someone who matched her after all these years. The fact that viewers believe Tim and Tiffany should try it is unaffected. They seem to get along well and have amazing chemistry. They want to give going on a date some serious thought as a result. Do you agree? Are you and Tim together? Tiffany isn't with him. Everyone searching for love was shocked when Tim Mal asked Elise Benson out on it. Whispers about their potential collected around the unexpected event. Viewers of 90-Day Fiancé could begin to wonder if they are more than just friends. But how is Tiffany doing? A flurry of rumors about their alleged appearance on the show began when Tim called Tiffany his wife on social media. He and Franco became good friends and supported one another. As a result, people were eager to see them get married and believed that the tell-all would be the ideal setting. Tiffany revealed her separation from Rocky during the reunion. As a result, observers conjectured that Tim might take advantage of the situation to shoot her. He abruptly went after Elise and asked her out in front of the cast. Are the two TLC stars dating? What is Tiffany's current position? Tiffany Franco and Tim Malone grew close on Hunt for Love. Everyone had to confront their personal issues and emotions. Because of their adorable relationship, fans of 90-Day Fiancé couldn't help but support them by sharing several videos of them together on social media. Tiffany and Tim made fun of their fans. Some even boasted about how close they were, even going so far as to call the other his wifey. The public began to question whether the reality TV stars were secretly wedded. Tim made jokes about their unusual connection and concluded by joking that Tiffany is just his work wife. He also talked about their friendship when they got back together for Hunt for Love. TLC viewers loved watching the couple together because of their tight bond. Viewers were shocked when Tim opened up about his true feelings for his co-star Elise. Tim Malcolm reached out to a few tracks on Hunt for Love. He and I had a great time on there. Along with Elise, the TLC personality flirted with her but never asked her out on a Hunt for Love couple who just reunited and exchanged relationship updates. Elise felt that Tim was merely attempting to make her feel uncomfortable, so she didn't want to give her co-star the shock value when he asked her if she hadn't hosted Suki and showed him a clip from the show. Before finding out that the former was seeing Carlo, Tim admitted that he had been preparing to ask her out for an entire week. The 90-Day Fiancé star quickly interrupted their chat because he was upset that she hadn't told him. Not today. What are your thoughts on today's gossip? Please share your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe to our channel to receive future updates of similar kind.